Welcome to Gentle Yoga. This is our gift of relaxation class. So start to set up your space. Part of this understanding the recipe of relaxation is understanding our ingredients, and our environment is part of those ingredients. So whatever you need to do, turn the lights down low, make sure your phone's on do not disturb, grab a blanket, grab some cushions. Today for class, you're definitely going to want a few blankets and something, maybe even an additional yoga mat, something you can roll up or fold up. It could be a towel, blanket, like a cylinder or a burrito, because we're going to give ourselves a nice big heart opener with this. And it can literally be, a folded up blanket, and we're just going to roll it. So something like that. If you have candles or you like incense, you can, light that, set your vibe. Here's a little virtual Palo Santo to help clear the energy. So creating your vibe. Relaxation is, we gotta put the proper ingredients together to make it happen. Okay, we're gonna start seated. So once you have your vibe set up, your space set up, we're gonna find our way to seated with the hips elevated on a cushion or a pillow, something like that. The tighter the hips, the higher the cushion. That's what I say. So create your throne. Take a moment to just feel all the parts of you that touch the ground. And then sit up nice and tall. Hold on to your knees or your shins and really lift your heart up to the sky. Shoulders down. Take a big breath here. And a big breath out. Another one of our ingredients is our breath. And as we tune into a big breath, you're holding onto your knees, lifting your heart, pulling your shoulders down. And then let's round the spine. So go ahead and drop the chest down, drop the head. Tuck the tailbone underneath you. And your hands are still grabbing your legs as leverage to help keep you sitting up. Let's do that a few times. So let's rock forward, lift the heart. Shoulders down, breathe in. So these are our seated cat-cows. And then exhale as we round and rock back a little bit. And do that a couple more times. Just moving with your breath. Inhale to arch the back and find a back bend. Exhale to round. Another one of our very important ingredients is becoming aware of how we are holding our bodies. How we are communicating with ourselves through our posture, through our breathing patterns, our holding patterns. Inhale to find that back bend. Exhale to round. About 3 more. And as we start to pull in these different ingredients to our relaxation recipe, our breath, our movement, our container, we create this distinct transition from the active modes of attending to all of life's responsibilities, from the active mode to a more passive mode, a more aware mode. Go ahead and finish that last little spinal movement. Bring yourself to center. Just take your hands to your shoulders and bring your elbows to the front. Draw a big circle with the elbows. Elbows go up, and then they circle back and down. And we'll do it again. Bring them to the front. See how close you can get those elbows. Maybe they touch. And then go up and back and down. Now, one more time. To the front. Take a big breath as you go up. And then back and down. Now, let's reverse. Let's go the other way. Elbows go back and up. And then as you come forward, see if you can get those elbows to touch in the front. And then bring them down. Keep your eyes nice and soft. Do it again. Back and up. And then forward and down. One more time. Nice. Take those arms up overhead with a big breath. And then we're going to fold forward. Hands to the ground in front of you and relax your head. And breathing into the back of the body. And let out an audible exhale. And see if you can let that exhale last a little longer. And do it again, breathing into the back of the body. And lengthening the exhale. Go ahead and walk the hands in towards the legs, roll the spine up. When you get to the top, loop your shoulders back and stack your head. Let's switch the crossings of the legs so we get that other shin in front for a moment. Circle the arms up, take a big breath. And then let's fold forward again. Your arms can go wide. Your arms can go wherever you want. Gently press the hips back. Drop the shoulders out of the ears. Right now, there's nothing to tend to but you. So take a big breath and let go into this nourishing cocoon that is your gentle yoga practice. That is this gift of restoration and relaxation. Slowly walk the hands in towards the legs, roll the spine up. When you get to the top, the shoulders roll back and the head lifts. And go ahead and extend a leg out. So we got one knee bent in, sole of the foot on the inner thigh, the other leg out, and I'll scoot back so you can actually see my legs. Here we go. Little bend in that knee. Take the arms up overhead. I'm a wiggler, so I like to, okay, let me get right back on top of those sit bones. And then you're going to take the whole spine with you as you fold over that leg. Relax your head. You're going to be here for 3 big breaths. And I invite you to play with flexing your toes up towards the sky. Notice how that movement through your ankle changes the stretch. And then you can try pointing your toes and see how that feels. Yeah, keep your foot active. You might do that again. You might flex the toes up and then point the toes. And use your hands on the ground to slowly roll the spine up. And we're going to take, it's my left leg out, so my right arm's going to go behind me. If you're on the other side, you got to do the other side. Whatever leg is out, that arm, I want that arm to reach up. You could stay here and just breathe, pointing through those toes, lifting up through this arm. If you're feeling like you want a little bit more of an opening stretch here, you can put the foot down and then take those hips all the way up. We call this a wild thing stretch. I put my foot down and then I press those hips up and reach the arm back. Oh. And then we'll slowly release. And we'll switch to the other side. So switching with your other leg. Take a second. Take those arms up. Little bend in that knee. So that as you fold over, you're taking your whole spine. Big breath. Remembering that you cannot control the mind with the mind. And what we need to do and what we are doing with this practice is learning to reorient our mind, reorient our thoughts through our movement, through our breath. Stay present. As you're breathing in, you might even think, I am breathing in. And then a nice long exhale. I am breathing out. And this awareness of the breath is really how we unlock the medicine cabinet that is in our brains, so that our nervous systems can get out of the sympathetic response, which is the stress response, which is the doing, the anxiety, the worry, the frustration, the solving. Get out of that mindset and go into parasympathetic nervous system. Take a big breath. Go ahead and slowly come on up. The opposite arm is going to go back behind you. You're going to point the toes and reach up. This might be your stretch here. And just notice if you feel like, this arm behind you, you're like crunching into that shoulder. Maybe take that arm a little further. How can you open and create space? We don't want to dump into any of our joints. And then if you want to take the hips up, you can take those hips all the way up. Wherever you are, take a big breath. And then slowly release. Okay, we're going soles of the feet together, knees out wide next. Pressing the heels together and really pressing the outer edges of the feet together. Feel your inner thighs spiraling up to the ceiling, while your outer thighs really try to ground down. And this again is another posture, a great posture to rock a little side to side so that you're right on top of the sitting bones. Push those feet together. Feel the spine lengthening, lifting up out of the pelvis. And then use your arms, whether you're grabbing ankles or maybe you're grabbing big toes. Pull your chest forward. And then eventually relax your head. Your elbows could press onto your inner thighs, or you might choose to release your arms in front of you, in front of your shins. Can you pull your toes back so the toes are flexing back towards the shins? We're still in this same stretch, we just are activating the feet a little bit. Press the heels together, but pull the toes back as you continue to let the spine relax. Take a big breath. Tune into your inner world. Become more devoted to discovering what it feels like to be home right here. So make little adjustments, make little shifts so that it feels good. Sometimes I'm in a stretch, and for me, rocking a little side to side is comforting. That feels like home. You'll notice if you start to be too aggressive in a stretch, you start to push too hard, that doesn't feel like home. That's not easy. So take a big breath. Be easy. Slowly start to bring the spine up. Take the hands to the outsides of the thighs and then close those knees up like a book. We're going to reach over. I want you to grab either, your additional rolled up yoga mat or maybe your blanket or your pillow. And we're going to extend the legs, but I want you to slide something under your knees. It could be anything. So there's just something under your knees. You're going to sit up tall. Take those arms up overhead. Big breath. And then we're going to fold over. Now aggressively pull your toes up to the sky as you fold over your legs. You can bend the knees a little more if that feels better. Feeling the stretch on the entire back side of the body. Breathe into that stretch. This is your gift of relaxation. This stretching will help your body relax. This stretching is allowing for a deepening space of ease. Big breath in. Relax your head, relax your jaw. Be more interested in what you're sensing and feeling in your body. More interested in where you're breathing, rather than the stories, the thoughts, the opinions that start to run around in the head. Be here with this breath. This is where the healing occurs. Take another big breath. Really try to breathe into the back of your body. Can you feel the lower back stretch? Feel the skin on the lower back stretch. And then exhale, let the head hang. And we're going to do it one more time. Think about this time breathing into the back of the rib cage. Can you feel the ribs separate back there as you inhale? And then exhale. Let it go. Your hands can come to the floor so that they help you as you roll it up, keeping your head heavy. And then we're going to switch positions just for a moment, and then we're going to lay down and completely relax. But we're going to go to all fours, and you're going to need a blanket or a rolled up blanket or an additional yoga mat. And let me show you what we're going to do. And this could be a folded towel. This could be anything. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of lay out my blanket, and I'm going to roll it like a burrito. And I want you to take this rolled up towel or blanket behind your knees, and we're going to massage our calves with it. This is one of my favorite things to do. Oh, calves and hamstrings. Now, it could be a big, thick one. It doesn't have to be, thin. It can be whatever. But you're going to put it behind your knees, shove it in there, and then your hands can stay on the floor as you just press your hips back to whatever degree feels appropriate for you. Go slow. If it feels appropriate, if it feels good, some very gentle rocking side to side might feel good. So what we're doing is we're literally smashing the calves, and you'll feel hamstrings too. Take a big breath. You're in charge. Hands can stay on the floor, or you might sit all the way up. Sometimes hands on the floor allows you to have some leverage, so you can kind of push. And then you come up and you can slide it down an inch, so just a little bit more. Find a new spot, and then smash again. Really compressing the tissues in the legs. And this is completely, to your, whatever feels good for you. you might make your way back up the calf. So you can go down towards near the ankle and just see how that feels. You don't have to go all the way down, but just a little bit might feel good. If you're feeling like the front of your ankles, this is putting strain on the front of the ankles, you could have another blanket underneath your ankles, the front of your ankles. So that would support it. Big breaths. Slow down your exhale. A longer exhale is the prescription to get your nervous system back into your control. To switch on that parasympathetic nervous system where your body can rest and relax and rejuvenate. And now I want you to tuck your toes under, and we're going to stretch out the toes. You can keep the blanket, between calves, but now stretching out your toes, making sure the pinky toes made it under. And it's, again, completely up to you how much weight you put on it. Your hands can stay on the mat, or you can really just sit on your heels here. Take a big breath. Let's release that. Find our way to tabletop all fours. Open the knees a little wider than the hips. You're going to take your right arm up to the ceiling. Big breath as you reach up, look up. And then thread the needle. Bring that right arm down. Thread it behind your left forearm. And then let the right shoulder come forward and down. And if you need to grab a pillow for underneath your head here, you can absolutely do that. And your left hand is in front of your face as your support or your leverage. Let the head relax and take a big breath into the sides of the ribs. Slow down the exhale. That's the prescription right now. And then push down into that left arm. Go ahead and unwind. Right arm goes all the way up. Reaching up, feeling the ribs spiral open. And then bring that right arm down. And last one here. Left arm goes up. Twist from your ribs. The arms are just opening as much as the ribs twist open. And then you thread the needle. Relax the head. Breathe into the sides of the ribs. Staying present with this ritual that helps you rejuvenate. Being aware and conscious of how you are breathing, where you're feeling it, and how can you slow it down. Start to press into that right hand. We're going to unwind. Left arm goes all the way up. And then left arm comes down. Okay. Now we're going to do a nice heart opener stretch. Let me show you what we're going to do. You can take your blanket or your pillow, roll it up like a burrito again. Or if you happen to have an additional yoga mat that's already a cylinder, that works too. Now, you can have another cushion under your hips. So your hips are either on the floor or on an additional cushion. And then I like to lay on my side and then roll over. So my spine, this kind of burrito, this folded blanket or extra yoga mat, is along the length of my spine, and I want to make sure my head is supported. So if what you have at home is not long enough to fit you from head to tail, you might need a yoga block or an additional pillow so that when you lay down, you can put something underneath your head. So go ahead and set yourself up here. And you don't have to have a blanket under your hips. Sometimes I just find that that's helpful. Let's keep the knees bent and the feet on the floor so that you can lift the hips and really adjust. Get your spine nice and long. Make sure your head is supported. The back of the neck is long. Shift and adjust. And the hardest part about this pose is just getting into it. And then arms, go ahead and lengthen them down by your sides with your palms up. Relax your jaw. You could adjust your legs. You could go feet wide so the knees kind of fall together and support each other. Just find what feels good with the legs. You could straighten the legs. We're going to be here for at least another minute, so just allow yourself to shift from the mental pattern of making things happen to letting things happen. Nothing to do, nowhere to go.
Would be if I could hear music. I really miss music. It's not music when I try to hear it, it's just a jumbled mass of sound.
Life is all about balance. Balance is something that we need to create.
No, I've never tried it.
So that we can enjoy the excitement of the highs and enjoy the need to lay low. This is me respecting the ebb and flow of doing and allowing. This is me respecting the ebb and flow of giving and receiving. Of creating and savoring.
And I've got a good television for entertainment. No, I have to use my imagination.
Now, if you've extended your legs, I'm going to have you bend your knees. Putting your feet back on the floor. And to get out of this, you're gonna roll over onto one of your sides.
Okay.
And then just reach behind you and slide your stuff out of the way. And then lay back down. So that, or you can get all the way up, if you need to. But really trying to keep this mindfulness about relaxation, this gift. Once you're laying on your back, you're going to give your knees a hug, or you're laying flat on your back, I should say. Give your knees a hug and rock a little side to side. Allowing the spine to settle to the floor, bringing the chin down so the back of the neck is long. And taking a big breath. Roll your ankles around, wiggle your toes. And then release your legs. We're going to extend the legs. We're going into a deep side stretch while we lay on our backs. So extend the legs, but tuck your tailbone so your lower back is long. And then you're going to walk your heels over to the right. And, it might just be a step or two. It doesn't have to be a lot. We want to keep the hips, both the hips on the floor, but we want to get a stretch through the outside of the left leg. Then if you need a deeper stretch, you could cross your left ankle on top of your right ankle. You could stay here, or if you still want more, shimmy your shoulders, shimmy your upper body to the right, and then reach your left arm up overhead. And so what we're creating is this banana shape with the body, or crescent moon shape with the body. Getting a really deep stretch to that whole left side. Just notice if you have any tendencies of being overly aggressive. No need to be overly aggressive. Just find your edge. Pause at your edge. Explore your edge. Take a breath. And then you might be guided to deepen it, or maybe even to back off a little bit. Meeting yourself where you are. Taking a big breath. Making any adjustments you need. Slowly we're going to get out of this. So if the ankles are crossed, uncross. Carefully walking the feet back to center, shimmying the shoulders back to center, then bending the knees one at a time. Bringing the knees into your chest, giving your knees a hug. Go slow. Take a breath. Bring the chin down so the back of the neck is nice and long. And then we're going to take a twist. Open the left arm out to the left side. Let the knees go over to the right. Turn the head to look over the left shoulder and take a big breath. Feel your abdomen expand as you inhale. Allow the body to soften as you exhale. Then bring the knees back to center. Give the knees a hug. And extend the legs. Let the body get really long. Lengthen the tailbone down, chin down, and then walk the heels to the left. If you want to cross right ankle on top of left, you can, and you can shimmy the upper body to the right. So creating that banana or that crescent moon shape with the body. Watch the body dissolve with every breath. Watch the tension release. Going from making things happen to letting things happen with every breath. Take one more big breath here. The ankles are crossed, uncross them, walk them back to center, shimmy the upper body back to center. Give your knees a hug. And then let's take a twist. Right arm out, knees go over to the left. So we're in a gentle twist here, looking over the right shoulder as you breathe into your low back. And then slowly come back to center. Give your knees a hug. And then we're going to find our way into Shavasana. Feel free to reach over and grab a blanket. Maybe a pillow goes underneath your knees. Get comfortable for Shavasana. You could always do Shavasana with your knees bent if you want. If you are keeping your knees bent, you want your feet wide so the knees fall towards each other. And if your legs are extended, you want the legs about a foot apart. And letting your toes kind of flop out to the sides, so relax the legs. Arms down by your sides, a little, about a few inches away from the body, palms face up. Get the shoulders out of your ears and bring your chin down so the back of your neck is long. Close your eyes as you take a big breath into a soft belly. And let out an easy exhale as you allow the body to get soft and heavy. As you find effortless stillness. There is nothing to tend to but myself. I let go into this nourishing cocoon of deep rest. Learning how to be still in a busy world is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. Feel the ground beneath you. Supporting, holding you up. And sense the space above and around you. Notice as you bring awareness to the space around you, your awareness increases and expands into that space. So you're really aware of the room you're in. Right here, right now. And allow your first active movement to be a big full belly breath in. And start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Bending the knees if the legs are extended. Reaching your left arm up over your head and then rolling over onto your left side. Take a breath. Notice how you feel. And use your right hand on the ground in front of you to assist you as you slowly roll up to seated, keeping your head heavy, maybe even keeping your eyes closed. And as you come to seated, you can always prop your hips up on a little cushion if you'd like. Sitting up tall. Take your time getting here, but once you're here, we'll go hand on the heart and a hand on the belly. Just taking a few breaths. Feeling the body breathing underneath your hands. Knowing that this gift of relaxation, of calm, this is something that you get to carry with you. Bring your palms together. Lift your heart to meet your thumbnails. Turn the corners of the mouth up to the ears. Give yourself a gentle smile. And as you smile, every cell in your body smiles back at you. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Thank you for allowing me to be your guide. And from my heart to yours, namaste.